it finally has happened to me. To me! Large language models and generative AI have officially negatively impacted my life. If you've experienced it, then you can join with me as I complain and talk through this. And if it hasn't happened to you yet, it probably will. And this is what I want to talk about today. I've got a fight to pick with AI. Let's go. Okay, so this video is not a conspiracy theory. I'm not a completely anti-AI. I want to talk through how I've noticed other people using AI and how that has impacted my job, my 9-to-5. If you don't know, I work for my church. I'm the communications manager, so I film and edit videos. I do social media, graphic design, website, newsletter, social media, all that good stuff, right? And so, yeah, one of my jobs is I work with other staff and other ministries in the church, and people will submit a creative team request. And that request comes to me. I'm the creative team at our church, and I review those and then accept them. And so a lot of the times people are submitting for an event. They want an event and they're having an event and they want a graphic to promote that event, all that good stuff. So sometimes I will make the graphic myself, but more often than not, I am outsourcing with a company and they have W-2 employees, graphic designers, amazing artists, amazing people to work with, very fun people to get to work with. And they are going to create the project for me. They're going to create the graphic. And so I get that request from the ministry leader, and then I'm kind of the go-between, with the company that we work with. They're going to send me the graphic. I'm going to show that to the staff member, get their approval, or hey, let's change this, let's make these edits, all of that, right? So I have continually am in the process of encouraging our staff to hey, what do you want your graphic to look like? Our staff, a lot of them have been around for a while, and we have people who are really good at keeping our brand in mind, right? We don't want to create just some random graphic. We don't want a graphic that looks like the church down the street. We want something that looks like us, that's consistent, while at the same time having some freedom, having the ability to say, hey, what do we want this graphic to look like? And so, that's like a challenge, right? Constantly working to get our staff better equipped at communicating effectively of what they want. And then my job is to communicate that to a graphic designer in kind of terms and language that makes sense for them, and then representing that graphic back to the staff member, right? So recently what I've been experiencing is staff members using like ChatGPT to generate an image as an example for what they want. So it doesn't necessarily bypass them being able to communicate with words, but it certainly is just like, hey, make this, right? Or I want something like this. And so I try to ask, okay, what do you like about this? What do you not like, right? Because sometimes you could say, make this graphic, and you don't communicate all the specifics that you like about it. Maybe there's things that you don't like about it, or you want to send them an example and it's actually an example you don't like. So being able to differentiate all of that is important. That's part of what I try to do. But I'm noticing when you submit a generative AI image as an example, the graphic that often comes back from a real person kind of looks like an AI image. There's aspects of it where it's like, okay, I can tell that this was made by a human. I can tell that there's like a human touch to this, right? But I'm worried because I'm realizing, wait, our graphics are getting they look more like it's generated by AI. What about in 2-3 years from now when you say, hey, what was that graphic that we made for that event a couple years back? Let's use that as a reference. It's just going to be this escalating moment, I guess, of like, hey, everything we make just starts to blend and look like it was made by a large language model. So that is for real now, I am actually grappling with this in my real life. I'm not anti-AI. I use ChatGPT all the time. It helps me in so many different ways. It helps me think through ideas, and I can go back and forth with it on different things. I can research with it. It is so helpful. Yet at the same time, I acknowledge, like, when is it becoming a crutch? When am I turning off my brain when I need to actually be be the mind, right? Like I'm the only one here that can think. And so, yeah, that is what I'm experiencing, is this real world thing. I know a lot of people, if you've experienced like job loss from AI, if you've experienced impacts in other ways, there's some really great videos on YouTube that you can watch. Independent journalism tackling like the AI data center issues. Those are all going up. More Perfect Union, I believe, has a video that kind of encapsulates that really well. So there's a lot of issues with where this is going. But yeah, I'm actually experiencing it for the first time when it comes to my job and how I'm interacting with people and like what the expectation is. So that's the thing that's happening. And it's kind of crazy to me. I think one problem is that a lot of the people, maybe it's just the people I work with, but it's probably the general population, I would imagine, can't really differentiate between an AI generated image and one that isn't. There's a great TikTok video. I might just show it right here.
AI logos are perfectly good. You can't even tell. Yes, I can. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, maybe now, but in 5 years, 10 years. No, I'm always going to be able to tell. And they're always going to be Remember back in the day when the PS3 looked awesome? It doesn't look so awesome now. It looks like a PS3. Same thing's going to happen with AI. It looks good now, but it's going to look dated really, really fast. And it's always going to look low effort. Your logo does represent your company, by the way. I don't know if you knew that. So when you use an AI logo, it tells everyone that you cut corners. You take the easy route. And why do I want to hire someone who cuts corners? Why do I want to hire someone who can't spare $400 for their company to get a real artist to do a real creative, good-looking logo? They're never going to look good.
Yeah, it just communicates what I'm feeling when I see AI. If I see AI in my timeline, in my algorithm, bro, I am pressing on that. I am saying, do not show this to me. I am not interested. I do not want to watch anything AI generated. There's instances where AI can be used creatively. There's a video from Connor O'Malley, and he uses AI within his own video almost as like an aesthetic. He's using like the AI aesthetic to communicate something, one that's funny, but also like really in-depth and creative. So there's obviously uses for that like look, but to me it's just so obvious if someone is creating, I see all these people I know that are starting new businesses, right? And you always see like that Instagram page and they just have like a generative AI logo. And yeah, I'm just like, man, this doesn't look good. I don't trust your service or like what you're going for here, because you're just cutting corners in the process. So yeah, I work with people. There was a graphic that I saw that someone made, and I could infer right away that I'm like, well, I didn't make that, and no one on staff knows how to make this level of graphic, because the graphic itself was like well done. I didn't even necessarily have a problem with the graphic itself. It's not like it looked bad or anything. One, it didn't match with our brand at all. Two, I'd already made a graphic for this event. And three, like to me, it was just so clearly AI generated in its entirety. And I showed it to someone, and they weren't on board with me right away of just immediately assuming like, oh yeah, that's AI generated. That happened in the same exact day. I was in a meeting with some coworkers, and a coworker who is my age, they're 30 as well, is like, oh, there's a video I saw of this pastor on the stage, and he was blah, 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 blah. And she explained it, and it's like, oh, that's funny. What, like, was it a parody, or was it from like a church's actual live stream? Like, that was the question I asked. And she's like, I hope it's real. And I'm like, that's weird. Like, she was almost like, I hope it's real because it's so funny. I'm like, okay, but that doesn't answer my question. Was it a parody? Like, was it like a parody video filmed on an iPhone? Or was it from like a church's live stream? And you can tell, right? There's like, you could just tell right away. So I click on the video, and already I'm inferring like, okay, why is the camera there? Why is the person walking this way? Is there a stage? Is there not a stage? There's a person walking directly in front of the pastor. And I look at it, and then I see a little artifact in the corner of the screen, kind of like it's there and then it's not. It's there and it's not. And I'm like, this is AI. And everyone looks at me like, they're like, really? You can tell? I was like, yes, people, this is AI. It was a video. It wasn't that clever. It was a short video. You can all like, there's things, and I know you watching this, you can tell. You can tell when something is AI generated. you're smart. As creatives, it is so important for us to be grappling with this. This is a topic that I have avoided. I think it's been overdone. I think it's been like over worried. I think there are people who are fear mongering. I think people are afraid of these companies. I think fear should be factored in because these companies are evil. Like OpenAI, all these other companies are evil, but they're not more evil than Google or Meta or the companies that have been shaping our social framework for the last 10 years. I have siblings who are in high school right now, and I'm like, man, the Instagram that you guys have is terrible. The Instagram I had 15 years ago was amazing. We got to see pictures from our friends. You only saw posts from people that you follow, people that you knew, and it was a great social app. Like it actually was social media helping you stay connected. The Instagram of today is terrible, and I think these companies are doing great harm to us as people. They're doing great harm to our society. So I don't think AI itself is like evil. People say it's demonic. Like, I'm not getting into all of that. That is not what this video is about. But I'm starting to experience how socially, like my interactions with coworkers are different. The framework of which we are basing things is different. Being able to prove things. Well, how do you know that was created with AI? And it's like, guys, we can't, like, I don't have that energy. I do not have the energy for this conversation. I am so not interested in having to prove to coworkers, whether they're older or not, that's kind of irrelevant, apparently, when something is real or is fake, or when something is quality or not. I think that's another thing too, is people have their preferences. Like maybe you've experienced people, even if you're, a designer or a painter or whatever, and you make something, some people are going to like it and some people are going to dislike it, right? That's just how it is, right? And so when it comes to AI, some people just like what they like. They like the look of something. They like the aesthetic of something. And for them, they're not discerning or thinking through, did a human make this or did a computer make this? For a lot of people too, like graphic design is this digital like thing anyways. So like, what does it all mean? They don't understand the process involved when a human makes an image or a graphic or whatever. And so, yeah, I am sensing in my life, real life now, my day-to-day life, that I am going to have to grapple with these things. And I knew it was coming, and I just like, you know what? Let me just enjoy the positives of some of the AI stuff. It's helpful. It's like makes my workflow faster in a lot of ways. But now it is impacting the negatives have, it's the scale is tipped. The negatives now outweigh the positives. And I think that's just going to continue on. I think that's how we have experienced technology over the last decade or so. As things get worse, right? The shitification of everything. Things are lower quality but cost more. I know for me, dude, I used Artlist. This is not a sponsor. Artlist.io, I have been using them for literally a decade. 9 years, I have been using them for videos, all their music and stuff. Their company has turned into a AI slop machine. Like they literally are just turn out AI slop videos that you can go in and make. They have completely pivoted their market. And I'm canceling my subscription. I'm gonna probably switch to Epidemic Sound or something. Like you can go and look at the difference. Like it was such a high quality music library. And then they introduced sound effects. And I'm like, I'm not paying extra for sound effects. That's not what I'm here for. I have a very specific thing that I'm going for here, a very specific need. And then now it's just AI everything. You have to like go to a different page once you log in, be like, no, I just want music. Boy, okay, that was a lot for me to get out. Thank you for bearing with me on this. Feel free to type in the comments, like, what's your story? What's your experience? What's been going on with you? How have you experienced the negatives of AI in your life? What does it look like to communicate, like as an artist, as a creative? What does it look like to communicate with people? It feels like you almost have to validate your own like existence as a creative, like you have to like explain to people why what you do is better. Like I even experienced like, like there's an aspect of something that was human made that has like a lack of perfection. I feel like an AI image these days, as they get better and better, there's like almost, it's like perfect. It's really hard to explain without showing examples, but I can just tell that a human made something. Like they actually thought about it and put something together, and they have a skill set, and they deserve to be paid for that skill set. So yeah, I feel bad. The biggest thing I feel for that I've been thinking about for a little while is filmmakers and editors. When I was learning Premiere Pro and other editing software as a kid, as a teenager, like I would just make videos and learn. That's how I had to learn. And there was just something so real and tactile, even though it was all, non-linear editing software. There was just something so real. If I didn't know how to do something, I would try to find a YouTube tutorial. And now there's YouTube tutorial, then it kind of translated like, oh, there's a YouTube tutorial for everything. You could learn any software through YouTube. And now I'm worried that the kids who are going to learn video editing today, they just turn their brains off and they don't actually learn how something works. They just have AI do it for them. That's my biggest fear. And the quality, I think, of things is going to go down. I think that there's going to be a huge differentiating factor between the people who actually know how to manipulate software because they've had to do it and they don't rely on crutches. And then those who just make stuff to try and make money or to like show off or just like, look what I made. I think there's going to be just a big shift that is going to happen. And that's scary and it sucks. And it sucks that I have to like exist as a creative. We have to exist as creatives and sort of advocate for ourselves. But that's the reality. I think it's important. I think we can do it. We can prosper. We can thrive. But it's going to be hard. It's going to get harder and harder. So, okay, that's my doom and gloom. That's my negative video. Again, I just didn't want to talk about AI because I think it's overhyped. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but now it's everywhere. It's just changed. It's changed our lives so much, so fast. Everything I do, we sold a car. And I just asked ChatGPT, like, what's the process for this? And it just made it so easy to just like do this, then this, then this, then this. And I would ask it questions. Do I need this document? Oh, I found this document. Should I also have this document? It was like, I could just trust and not have to like really worry about things. It did save me time. Honestly, it saved me a lot of time. But did I use too much water in the search with the data centers? I don't know. I don't know what's going on here. But yeah, my name is Tristan. I am passionate about helping creatives like you show up in your unique God-given gifts and create and use your brains, right? We get to use our minds as creatives in ways that only you are able to do. So, like I said, I'd love to know where you're at with AI and how this is impacting you. Thank you so much for watching and stay creative.